What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Back for another week of my weekly glucose readings. This is this past week make my 54th week of being on this brand new journey. Um, where I really started seeing results, and I actually, like I said, I've been on this journey for over 3 years, but uh, didn't really start seeing results until 54 weeks ago. And I started seeing numbers turn around. And now that they're turned around from 4 to now, and now I'm making videos about it because it worked. And all this works because I changed my eating habits. Um, to the people out there that still think this doesn't work or it might not work, it works. You have to change the way you eat. You have to lower your carb intake. And when you don't do that, that will keep weight up, that will keep your sugar up. And I'm a perfect example of now finally seeing results. And and I'm happy for that. And I just I just want the people that's still doing this or trying to do it um to get on board with this. You can't lose weight, you can't lower your blood sugar until you lower your carbohydrate intake. And but a lot of people, they still don't understand, well, what food should I avoid if I'm trying to do a 100% turnaround? Uh, For me, when I started, they told me it's foods that you're gonna have to get away from for a while to get your sugar back under control. At some point, you will be able to eat these foods again, but you have to eat them in moderation. You're gonna have to stay away from bread, all bread, wheats, all that's it's the same thing. All wheats and bread, uh, potatoes. Uh, when I say potatoes, French fries, mashed potatoes, those loaded baked potatoes that people eat. You know, um, pastas. You got to stay away from those pastas. You got to stay away from sweets. All sweets, 100% sweets. You got to stay away from that stuff. And it's so many foods out there that contribute to high blood sugar and weight gain. It's a lot of food out there, and you just got to do your own research, like I've done. And like I say, this is my 54th week. Um, actually, last week, which was my 53rd, I missed the video that week, but I'm gonna go over those numbers from that week, week 53, which would have been the week of April 21. So let's go over April 21 numbers. Monday, there have been like I said, April 21st. That's on a Monday. That number was 122. Tuesday was 123. Wednesday was 138. Thursday was 125. Friday was 139. Saturday 100. Then Sunday was 102. And they gave me uh, a weekly average for that week of 121. 121 was my average for that week, and that's pretty high. Cause that's off my goal. My goal is to stay up under 117. So, but those 2 bad days that I had in there, um, my monitor was acting crazy. I haven't calibrated my glucose number meter in a while, about 3 months. And once I realized that it needed to be calibrated, the damage has been done. So when people must say, "What you mean calibrate?" Using the control solution. Anytime that you think your numbers may be off versus what you think your number's supposed to be, you should use this control solution on your glucose monitor to recalibrate it. Uh, they say the best time is to recalibrate it is every time you open up a new thing of strips. When you ever open up a new test strip, test that first one, and that'll take you through the month or maybe 2 months of calibration. Try not to drop your meter. That'll throw it off. But once I realized that I should have been calibrating it, the week was almost over with, and now I got high numbers for that week. And then when I finally did it, it was that Saturday, which my number was 100. It went it went from 139 the previous day down to 100, then 102 the next day after that, and it's been low ever since. And we getting ready to go into week 54. But check your numbers. Make sure you calibrate your meter. Uh, Try to do it maybe once, twice a month. Uh, how often you go through test strips? Every time you open up a new thing of test strips, before you go into that, do it then. So that's what I suggest. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I mean, like I said before, I realized that I should have been doing that. I already had high numbers all over the place. So, but on top of that, I only had like that week. It would have been the 53rd week. I only had two high days of numbers, which was 138 and 139. So, but the week of the 54th week, which was last week, Monday, the 28th. That day, it was 109. Tuesday was 103. Uh, Wednesday was 124. Thursday was 112. Friday was 114. Saturday was 109. And Sunday, to end the week, was 113, which gave me a glucose reading for that week of 112. So it's real um, serious that you make sure you keep your glucose number or your glucose meter calibrated. Uh, when you think your number is high and you don't think it should be, that's when you should do it. That's when you should do it. And like I said, I didn't realize until later on in the week that I felt my numbers was higher than what they should be. And I didn't think about it until that Friday. But you know what? I need to calibrate this sucker because ain't no way my number should be this high because I know how I eat. You know, for me to have a 122, 123, 138, 125, 139, those, even though 122, 23, 25 is green, for me, I still think that's too high because I'm trying to keep these numbers up under 126. So do that. Make sure you calibrate that meter, and whenever you think that your numbers is not right, then that's when you use that control solution and get that thing back right where it should be. Where it should be. So, but like I say, this work, this work, it works, it worked. I'm gonna keep putting these videos out there, and like I keep saying, it worked for weight loss. It help you get your blood sugar right. Sometimes I know a lot of people like to exercise and think that's gonna help them lose weight. I mean, it does, but not as much as it does when you lower your blood sugar. The exercise is a plus. So I'm gonna put changing your eating habits first over exercising. Because on my journey, I haven't exercised one, which I think I exercise enough at work with all the walking that I do. But I'm gonna put that first over exercising. If you want to exercise, that's fine. But when you exercise, eat eat like you're supposed to eat. Then that's gonna be a double plus. No, it'll be a double plus. So take care of that. Take care of yourself. Um, like I said, I'm gonna keep coming with these videos. Um, I've been thinking about uh, putting some low carb recipes out there that my wife has researched her own self, and there's so many low carb dinners out there that you would be amazed on what it's just so much stuff out there versus eating all the other food that you really don't need to be. It's people tell me about their dinners and what they had. They may say, "Oh, I had baked chicken last night. I had some asparagus or green beans, or cauliflower," and then they say, "Then I had some mashed potatoes or some mac and cheese." I'm like, "Well, that all sounded good up until you said that the mac and cheese and the mashed potatoes. No, you don't need that. Put You don't even need that. All that other stuff sounded good before you said mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and candied yams and all that stuff. You don't need that, especially when you fighting for your diabetic diabetic life. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to get your numbers down, that's no good for you. And I don't care what nobody say. That food is not good for you. I'm just gonna keep it real. That food is not good for you when you're a diabetic and you trying to change your eating habit. So all I can say is that I really wish people would take more awareness about this diabetic thing, because people don't take it serious until it's too late. I've known many people to lose limbs and just all kind of messed up because their diabetes is so out of control. So please do that. Uh, do your research, because I've done it. I've been doing 3 years worth of research on stuff, and making sure this is being done right by me. And like I say, I'm living proof. I I I, I I changed my eating habits for the better, and I don't miss hot dogs. I don't miss hamburgers. I don't miss uh, pizza. I don't miss none of that stuff no more. That's gone from me. I don't eat none of that no more. You know, while other people is eating French fries and fried chicken, I'm I'm baking my chicken. I'm eating mashed cauliflower. You know, I'm eating the broccoli, the squash, avocado. So it can be done. You can do it too. And I'm gonna keep bringing these videos forward because I think people should eat healthy. Not enough people eat healthy like they should to better their life. And changing your eating habit is one of those things that will help you live longer. And no one's going to live forever, but you want to live right now. You know, but please, please, please change your eating habit. Watch my video. Please share. Please like. If you got any questions, inbox me. I got all the information that I need to help people move forward. I mean, I have consult people, but and consult, whatever. But some people just don't want to. They don't want to do that. They don't want to give up all that food. You know, but it's all about what you want to do. you know. But this is the end of my video. and I hope to see everybody back next week. Thank you very much.